First of all, I would like to congratulate Messrs. Novatech Instruments Limited for arranging such a nice topic, which is in need of the hour. Because under these new guidelines, a lot of people who are working already in the field are in a lacuna, where dilemma, how to monitor and how to comply all these standards. Most of the people are already working, but they are working either they are self-trained. They have not taken any specific training on these monitoring aspects, and they are learning day by day by their self-experience or by their colleagues. So I think this is a good opportunity to have here and relinquish all your inquiries and confusions during the presentation. Learned speakers are already here. Dr. G.D. Agarwal has given an elaborate talk on the standards and ambient air quality, what it means and how these standards are set. Now there is no need to tell you about all these details, and beside this, Dr. Tyagi and Dr. Rajan Prasad and Dr. Parwana are all here. They will be speaking with you for 2 days, and please feel free to ask your queries and seek clarification from all these experts either during the presentation or during their face-to-face talk, during lunch, tea breaks, etc. And even though if you don't fail to get an opportunity, you can write to Envirotech Instruments Limited for any queries and clarifications.
वो तो उनका है ना जो वो कर रहे हैं.
Just to begin with the talk, let's say how we define the air pollution. The presence in outdoor atmosphere of one or more contaminants such as fumes, dust, gases, mist, great odor, smoke, smog or vapors in the considerable quantity and duration which is injurious to human health, animal, plant life, unreasonably interferes with the comfort or enjoyment is called air pollution. The sources of air pollution are natural. These include volcanic eruptions, forest fires, natural decays, marsh gases, cosmetic dust, soil debris, pollen grains and fungal spores. And these are the man-made sources which are mainly from the increase in population, vehicular emissions. The vehicles are increasing day by day, and now you name the vehicle or you identify the vehicle, the vehicle owner will be, the distributor will be at your back just to have a test ride or have an instrument vehicle delivered at your step. Their loans are very easily available. So these are number of vehicles are on the road increasing day by day. Deforestation, we are cutting the trees unjudiciously for fuel, etc. Rapid industrialization, agricultural activities and wars. The pollutants can be divided into primary pollutants, secondary pollutants. There was a question as how to PM 2.5 is generated. The PM 2.5 is a secondary pollutant which is generated due to the interaction of the pollutants released at the primary stage. Secondary pollution is not directly emitted in such forms. One of the example is pollutant ozone, which is formed with the when hydrocarbon and NOx combined in the presence of sunlight. Next. I will quickly go through the health effects. The dust particles, the SPM, RSPM or PM10 or PM 2.5 is responsible for respiratory disease and also responsible for the reduced visibility. SO2 causes irritation of the eyes, respiratory system, increase of mucus production, cough, shortness of breath. NOx is responsible for irritation of pulmonary tract affecting functions of the lungs. This NOx also inactivates the cilia present in the human body, particularly those in the children, because there is a cilia is working as a defense mechanism to excrete the foreign bodies which is going into the respiratory system. The cilia is not well developed in the children, so they are most affected by the air pollutants. CO is responsible for the reduction of oxygen capacity because CO combines with the hemoglobin in the body and forms a methemoglobinemia which is not able to carry the oxygen to the lungs. Hydrocarbon causes lung cancer, irritation, mucous membrane. Lead is a cumulative poison, impairment of central nervous system, disruption of pathway of heme synthesis, increases D-levinic acid, dehydrates activity in cells. And benzene is a leukemia. Yeah. और अच्छा
और अगर आपको दिखाना हो पॉइंट करके तो
Benzene, benzopyrene is a carcinogenic compound. Benzopyrene is produced wherever there is in combustion of the fuel. Next. Now we talked about the SPM and SPM. See, whatever all the particles which we see from our naked eyes do not harm in our respiratory systems. Even they don't get into entry. The particles which we see under ordinary light and during with naked eyes without any aid are not injurious. They may be having a aesthetic value. They may be a nuisance value. If their dust may be there, visibility may be poor, but they don't get into the lungs. So all the particles which are get into the respiratory system is less than 7, or you can say less than 10 micrometers. Now I would like to tell you what is a micrometer. Micrometer is a micron, or micrometer is the same thing. If one micron is 1 by 1000 of a millimeter, and the human hair is about 75 microns. The diameter of the human hair is average 75 micrometers.